The Confessions of Saint Augustine, Book 12, Chapter 6. But I, Lord, if I would by my tongue and my pen confess unto you the whole, whatever yourself has taught me of that matter, the name whereof hearing before and not understanding, when they who understood it not told me of it, so I conceived of it as having innumerable forms and diverse, and therefore did not conceive it at all. My mind tossed up and down full and horrible forms out of all order, but yet forms. And I called it without form, not that it wanted all form, but because it had such as my mind would, if presented to it, turn from, as unwanted and jarring, and human frailness would be troubled at. And still that which I conceived was without form, not as being deprived of all form, but in comparison of more beautiful forms, and through reason did persuade me that I must utterly uncase it of all remnants of form whatsoever, if I would conceive matter absolutely without form, and I could not. For sooner could I imagine that not to be at all, which should be deprived of all form, than conceive a thing betwixt form and nothing, neither formed nor nothing, a formless almost nothing. So my mind gave over to question thereupon with my spirit, it being filled with the images of formed bodies, and changing and varying them as it willed. And I bent myself to the bodies themselves, and looked more deeply into their changeableness, by which they cease to be what they have been, and begin to be what they were not, and this same shifting from form to form I suspected to be through a certain formless state, not through a mere nothing. Yet this I long to know, not to suspect only. If then my voice and pen would confess unto you the whole, whatsoever knots you did open for me in this question, what reader would hold out to take in the whole? Nor shall my heart for all this cease to give you honor, and a song of praise, for those things which is not able to express. For the changeableness of changeable things is itself capable of all those forms into which these changeable things are changed. And this changeableness, what is it? Is it soul? Is it body? Is it that which constitutes soul or body? Might one say a nothing something, and is not, I would say, this were it, and yet in some way was it even then, as being capable of receiving these visible and compound figures? Chapter 7. But whence had it this degree of being, but from you, from whom are all things so far forth as they are? But so much the further from you as the unliker you, for it is not farness or place. You therefore, Lord, who are not one in one place and otherwise in another, but the self same, and the self same, and the self same holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, did in the beginning, which is of you, in your wisdom, which was born of your own substance, create something, and that out of nothing. For you created heaven and earth, not out of yourself, for so should they have been equal to you, unto your only begotten Son, and thereby to you also. Whereas nowhere were it right that aught should be equal to you, which was not of you, and aught else besides you was there not whereof you might create them, O God, one Trinity, entwined unity. And therefore out of nothing did you create heaven and earth, a great thing and a small thing, for you are almighty and good, to make all things good, even the great heaven and the petty earth. You were, and nothing was there besides, out of which you created heaven and earth, things of two sorts, one near you, the other near to nothing, one to which you alone should be superior, the other to which nothing should be inferior.